All right. Hey now, living environment fans, it's time for our test. So I'm going to read it to you again. Remember, you need to pick the best answer choice A, B, C, or D. Right? And yeah, let's go. Question one. The diagram below represents part of an organic molecule. See this diagram? This diagram represents a molecule of A, DNA, B, RNA, 3, FSH, D, ATP. Number two. In all organisms, the coded instructions for specifying the characteristics of the organism are directly determined by the arrangement of strands of simple sugars and certain carbohydrate molecules, 23 pairs of genes on each chromosome, 4 types of molecular bases found in the genes, 20 kinds of amino acids in each protein. Number 3, which bases tend to pair with each other in a double-stranded molecule of DNA? Is it A, adenine with uracil, B, cytosine with thymine, C, guanine with adenine, or D, thymine with adenine? Number 4, a female giraffe has 62 chromosomes in each of her skin cells. How many chromosomes will be in the skin cells of her offspring? Is it A, 62, B, 30, C, 124, or D, 31? Five, traits are passed from parents to offspring. These traits are determined by A, genes located on chromosomes found in the ribosomes, B, chromosomes located on genes found in the ribosomes, C, chromosomes located on genes found in the nucleus, or D, genes located on chromosomes which are found in the nucleus. Certain seaweeds contain a greater concentration of iodine inside their cells than there is in the seawater surrounding them. The energy required to maintain this concentration difference is most closely associated with the action of A, vacuoles, B, ribosomes, C, mitochondria, or D, nuclei. Number 7, as the human red blood cell matures, it loses its nucleus. As a result of this loss, a mature red blood cell lacks the ability to A, release hormones into the blood, B, carry out cell division, C, pass through artery walls, or D, take in material from the blood. Number 8, the diagram below represents a cell. Which letter indicates the specific structure where most hereditary mutations occur? Is it A, B, C, or D? Number 9, during the process of chromosome replication, a genetic error occurs. As a result, a sequence of events occurs as described below. Event A, a protein with a new sequence of amino acids is produced. Event B, a DNA strand with an altered base sequence is formed. Event C, a new inheritable trait is expressed in an organism. Or event D, the mRNA strand with a new sequence of bases is synthesized. The usual order in which these events would occur would be answer choice A, B, then D, then C, then A. Answer choice B, B, then D, then A, then C. Answer choice C, D, then A, then B, then C. Or answer choice D, which is D, then C, then B, then A. A human gene contains the following DNA-based sequences: ACG, CCC, ACCTTA. The gene mutated. It contained the following DNA-based sequence: ACG, CGC, ACCTTA. When provided with a sequence of bases on one segment of mRNA, the universal genetic chart is used to A, change the RNA sequence of a protein into DNA, B, identify the specific mutations in the genetic material of a cell, C, directly identify the DNA from an animal cell, or D, determine the sequence of amino acids in a protein. Number 11, a human gene contains the following DNA-based sequences: ACG, CCC, ACCTTA. The gene mutated and it then contained the following DNA base sequence: ACG, CGC, ACCTTA. Amino acids bond together to form which type of complex molecule? Is it A, sugars, starch, B, sugars, C, fat, or D, protein? The universal genetic code chart is shown below. The messenger RNA sequence that codes for tir, arg, gly, val, ala, lu is A, CUC, UUA, UUU, GUU, CGA, UAU. B, UAU, CGA, GUU, UUU, UUA, CUC. Choice C, UAU, CGA, ZGA, GUU, GCG, CUC. Or is it choice D, CUC, GCG, GUU, GAA, CGA, UAU? Which of the following organelles is correctly paired with its function? A, chloroplast transports materials. B, cell membrane stores hereditary information. C, ribosome synthesizes proteins. D, vacuole produces ATP. Number 14, which sequence of terms represents a decrease from the greatest number of structures to the least number of structures present in a cell? Is it A, chromosome, genes, nucleus? Is it B, genes, the chromosomes, nucleus? Is it C, gene, nucleus, chromosome? Or is it D, nucleus, gene, chromosome? The diagrams below represent two different cells and some of their parts. These diagrams are not drawn to scale. Which of the following statements best describes the cells shown? A, both A and C use energy released from ATP. B, DNA would not be found in either of cell A or cell B. C, cell B lacks vacuoles while cell A has them. Or D, both cell A and cell B produce antibiotics. A single gene mutation results from A, a change in the base sequence of DNA, B, recombination of traits, C, blocked nerve messages, or D, the failure of chromosomes to separate. (17) Mustard gas removes guanine from DNA. For developing embryos, exposure to mustard gas can cause serious deformities because guanine, A, stores the building blocks of proteins, B, is part of the genetic code, C, produces energy for genetic transfer, or D, supports the structure of ribosomes. (18) The diagram below represents a portion of a type of organic molecule present in the cells of organisms. What will most likely happen if there's a change in the base sequence of this molecule? A, the chromosome number may increase within the organism. B, the chromosome number will decrease in future generations. C, the molecule will be converted into an inorganic compound. Or D, the amino acid sequence may be altered during protein synthesis. Number 19. A human liver cell and a human skin cell in the same person have the same genetic sequences. However, these cells are different because the liver cell, A, uses different genes than the skin cell. B, carries out respiration, but the skin cell does not. C, can reproduce, but the skin cell cannot. D, has more dominant traits than the skin cell. Number 20, the enzyme pepsin is produced in the cells of the stomach, but not in the cells of the small intestine. The small intestine produces a different enzyme, trypsin. The reason that the stomach and small intestine produce different enzymes is that the gene that codes for the pepsin is A, expressed in the stomach but not expressed in the small intestine, B, digested by trypsin in the small intestine, in the cells of the stomach but not in the cells of the small intestine, or D, mutated in the small intestine. 21. Science hypothesized that broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and radishes developed along a common evolutionary pathway. Which observation would best support this hypothesis? A, fossils of these plants were all found in the same rock layer. B, these plants have similar proteins. C, these plants live in the same environment. D, chloroplasts of these plants produce a gas. Number 22, the chart below shows the mRNA base sequences and the amino acids for which they code. Based on this given genetics chart, which three codons would code for different amino acid sequence from that coded for by the mRNA base sequence AGU, UCA, CCA? Which three codons would code for a different amino acid sequence than that coded for by the sequence AGU, UCA, CCA? Is it A, AGC, UCU, CCU, B, AGU, UCC, CCG, C, AGU, UCG, CCC, or D, AGC, UCA, CUU? The data below shows a portion of the RNA codon chart. Series 1 represents 3 mRNA codons. Series 2 indicates a mutation of Series 1. So Series 1 is AGA-UCG-AGU. Series 2 is ACA-UCG-AGU. How would the amino acid sequence produced by the mutant strand, Series 2, compare to the amino acid sequence of Series 1? A, the sequence would be shorter. B, the sequence would remain unchanged. C, one amino acid in the sequence would change. D, more than one amino acid in the sequence would change. "24. DNA is able to control cellular activities most directly by regulating the process of A, active transport, B, selective breeding, C, protein synthesis, or D, meiotic division." 25. A cell begins to produce a new type of protein. This is most likely due to an alteration of the A, shape of the antibodies produced by the nucleus, B, the sequence of bases in a section of a chromosome, C, the structure of the cell membrane, or D, the chemical makeup of the cytoplasm. 26. A strand of DNA in a skin cell contains these bases: ATG, CCA, TCG, GTA. After the cell is exposed to ultraviolet light, the strand contains these bases: ATG, GCC, ATC, GGTA. Which of the following statements best describes what happened as a result of this exposure? A, a base has been deleted. B, one base has been substituted for another. C, a new base has been inserted. Or D, there have been no changes in the bases. 27. Which of the following phrases belongs in box X of this flow chart? Exposures of cell to radiation, increased rate of mutation, X. A, increase in the production of functional gametes. B, decrease number of altered genes. C is decrease in genetic variability of offspring. And D is increased chance of cancer. 28. Protein synthesis is accomplished primarily by the interaction of which two cell structures? A, the nuclei and ribosomes. B, vacuoles and mitochondria. C, ribosomes and vacuoles. Or D, nuclei and mitochondria. 29. Relationships between plant species may be most accurately determined by comparing the A, base sequences of DNA, B, structure of their guard cells, C, shape of their leaves, or D, habitats in which they live. 30. PCR, polymerase chain reaction, is a method for carrying out DNA replication. In order to perform this technique, a scientist would need A, DNA template, ATP, and 20 different amino acid subunits. B, enzymes, specific receptor molecules, and several hormones. C, enzymes, several types of simple sugars and starch molecules. Or D, an DNA template, some enzymes, and subunits with A, G, T, and C bases. 31. The diagram below represents a portion of molecule found in the cells of a human body. Sequences represented by the letters in this molecule enable human cells to A, modify genetic recombination during mitosis, B, alter the method of absorption of material, C, synthesize enzymes from organic molecules, or D, carry out asexual reproduction by meiosis. And finally, question 32, last question on the test. The diagram below represents one of a number of different types of mutations that can occur. Right, we've got DNA sequence and it causes a mutation. This mutation can best be described as A, insertion of an adenine into both strands of the DNA molecule. B, substitution of an adenine base for a guanine base. C, deletion of an adenine base from a DNA molecule. Or D, pairing of an adenine base with a thymine base. And that's it. Right? Hope you did well. Remember, if you need to redo, retake, just contact me and I'll reset.